After the header, we need to style this page title and page heading. For the same, first let me go to the home.jsx. Let me close this file and go to home.jsx, and instead of this home container, I'm going to give Tailwind class names. First, I'm trying to set a maximum with 1152 pic px followed by mx auto px-6 and py-8. After changing the styling inside the home component, I need to go to the page heading component. Inside the page heading component, we're trying to use page title component. Let me go to the page title component. Here, instead of this page-title class, I'm going to use text-3xl, font primary, font extra bold, text-center, text primary, mt-4 and py-2. Let me save this and go to page heading. Inside this page heading, for the first div, I'm going to assign the classes like text center, max width of 576 px, mx auto px-4 and py-6. As a next step, we need to style this paragraph as well. Let me mention the class names as font primary, leading-6, text gray 600. Let me save this file and go to the browser. Inside the browser, you'll be able to see both page title and page heading. They are properly styled and aligned in the web page. Next, we need to set these entire product listings along with the product images, product card details, price, everything we need to set. First, let's go to the home.jsx, and here we're trying to use the product listings. Let me go to the product listings. For the very first div, I'm going to assign the classes like max width 1152px and mx auto. Whereas for the second div, I'm trying to assign grid calls -1, and I'm also trying to use some responsive design classes here. In case if the screen size is going to have a minimum of 640px, I'm going to display two columns, which means I'm going to display two product details in a row. Whereas for LG, I'm going to display 3 product details in a row. For the mobile screen sizes, I'm going to have a single column for my grid. And each element inside the grid, they are going to have a gap of 8 units in vertically and 6 units horizontally. They will also be having a padding space of 12 units vertically. Towards the end, we should also style this paragraph, which is going to be displayed in the scenario where we don't have any products to display. Let me mention the class details as text center, font primary, font bold, text large, and text primary. With these changes, if I go to the browser, the application is good, but there is no animation, there is no styling for these product details. As a next step, we should style these individual products as well. For the same, let's go to the product card. Oh my god, here we have too many classes. Let's try to target them one by one very quickly. In the place of product card class name, I'm going to use width of 72 units for each product. The product is going to be rounded, medium, MX auto, border, and the border is going to have a gray color of 300. There will be a shadow medium, overflow hidden, and each of the product is going to be displayed using flex, and all the items inside the flex, they are going to be displayed column style, which means vertically, and it is going to have a background color of white. On hover, the shadow is going to become large and the transition is also going to happen. Under the second div, I'm trying to paste classes like relative, width full, height 72, border bottom with a border color as gray 300. I know you may feel like I'm not learning anything around Tailwind CSS because I'm trying to spoon feed you with all the required class names. But believe me, in real projects, it's not going to be easy like this. You have to do your own homework. You need to style each and every component by exploring the documentation of Tailwind, by using various combination of Tailwind classes, and that's how you're going to learn Tailwind. There is no meaning here if I try to explain all these classes, because anyway, by the time you woke up tomorrow, you're going to forget anything. And believe me, this is how it is going to work in terms of Tailwind. No one can remember all the utility classes. Everyone has to refer the official documentation. They need to try various combinations. And in real projects as well, you're going to get good amount of time to style your components. It's not like someone is asking you to develop entire website in a single day. It's not going to work that way. You're going to have months of time based upon the complexity of your application. That's why don't feel bad just because we're trying to paste all the class names here. since our focus is on React, I'm trying to move on to the React concept as soon as possible. But as a full stack developer, it is always important to know all the basics of Bootstrap, styling components, Tailwind CSS. Without the bare minimum knowledge of these frameworks and approaches, you're going to struggle a lot. That's why I'm trying to help you by teaching all these concepts of full stack development. For image, we're trying to assign the classes like width full. When you say width full, whatever width that we have assigned to the parent element like width 72, the entire thing will be occupied by this image. Similarly, we are trying to use height full, object cover, transition, transform, duration of 500. When someone is trying to hover on these images, these transitions are going to happen. On the hover, the image scale is going to be increased because we are trying to mention 110%. In the next div, where we are trying to display product card details, I'm going to mention classes like relative, h48, p-4, flex, flex call, font primary. For the h2 element where we are trying to display the product name, I'm going to mention the class names like text excel, font semi-bold, text primary, and margin bottom 2 units. For the paragraph element where we are trying to display the description of the product, I'm trying to use the classes like text base, text gray 600, mb-4. For the next div, which is responsible to display the price details, I'm going to apply the classes like flex, item center, justify between, empty, auto. To the next div as well, let me remove this class name and mention background lighter, text primary, font medium, text small, py2, px4, rounded, TL-MD. What is this new class? Rounded, we already know the border will be rounded. Medium also, we already know the rounding will be medium. But this TL means only the top left corner will be rounded. All the remaining corners will not be rounded. You can also see in the plain CSS, here we're trying to use border top left radius and we are trying to assign 6px value since we are using MD. I'm assuming we are done with all the stylings inside this file. Under the price component, we don't have to make any CSS changes because whatever we have done under these two divs, we should be good to style the pricing details. Let's save this file and go to the browser. Hooray! Inside the browser, all the stylings are working properly. If I go towards the end, footer is working fine. If I hover on this image, the animation is working. And this is the title, this is the description, and these are the price details. If you see, the rounding happened only on the top left corner and all the remaining corners, they are ignored. I hope you're clear with whatever we have done so far. Please take some time and try to digest all the information around the Tailwind. Tailwind is a very important framework that you need to be aware as a full stack developer. I did my best to explain all the concepts of Tailwind. Please always refer to the demos, examples, slides that I have provided whenever you have some questions. Of course, the actual source of truth will be always the official documentation.